I've got a really important video for you here today. We're going to start off by going over Bitcoin prices, but the important part of this video is going to be the second section where we get into Bitcoin dominance technical analysis. I'm actually going to look at Bitcoin dominance with the big 5 indicators on different time frames, and I was actually surprised at the results I saw, and it's important that you see this. Let's jump into this video. Let's quickly review to see what has changed and what to expect. Here, looking at the relative strength index, I'm anticipating that the RSI is going to cross up above this line as we're breaking prices higher. However, if it breaks down below these lines as prices are breaking down lower, that's going to be a really important bearish thing to pay attention to. And this is what we're watching for in coordination with the MACD indicator here on the 4-hour time frame. Same type of trend that we are watching for. However, we are watching for this trend all the way along through the past trends. And we were anticipating it. Finally, the break came. So it'll be the same thing this time. Every time we come up to this trend, should we break away from it, we'll be watching again for that to be the signal of the breakout and continuing higher. So as that breaks out, it's really, really fantastic. Not definitive right now. We're waiting for that breakout. And we're watching to see if the volume is coming in on this trade. We're looking at here the 4-hour time frame here. Zoom out so we can see where prices are on this. And now I'm going to zoom into the 1 hour to see where the volume is. We had a really good spike of volume here buying after the down spike. That was some really good buying volume. Sort of lackluster, mostly selling throughout this period. But as I zoom in on that now, I want to see what kind of volume are we getting on this breakout of this tiny little 1, 2, 3 that could turn into something in our larger pattern. So now I'm watching that volume. In addition, I'm watching the 4-hour Ichimoku. We do have successful blue cross over red, which is bullish, but we need this to get up above the cloud. Even though we have the twist to green, it's really good. We've got to get up above that cloud to verify on the Ichimoku. And the Bollinger Bands is starting to show that we're getting pretty narrow here. That means that we've got the possibility of a big move coming up soon. The more narrow the bands get here, the more likely that breakout is coming. So every time we get a really narrow band, that's what I'm watching for, is that breakout to happen at the same time. But the big news in this video isn't about Bitcoin. I'll refer you back again to yesterday's video that had some really in-depth analysis. Right now, I want to take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And at any time, you can hover along the timeline and skip ahead to different sections of the video here today. Here we have the long-term trend, and my own opinion is that Bitcoin dominance should probably come up to these levels before it starts to go back down the other way. I'm a conspiracy theorist that these markets are manipulated intentionally and that the money is moved from one side of the boat to the other side of the boat, and the rich actors can make money going both ways. So they push the money to one side of the boat, then they push it to the other. You know, I might be wrong. That's my conspiracy theory, that I'm expecting it to go up this way. And it'll be pretty bad for the alts should that happen. And what'll be happening at the same time is Bitcoin is going parabolic. It's going past 80K, 85K, 90K, and the alts are just getting completely decimated. That's what I'm expecting in the alts should Bitcoin take off. But I could be totally wrong. We could be in another place where dominance has come down, consolidated, and it's going for another significant leg down. Perhaps that's where we are now, and we could be ready for another significant leg down to uncharted territories. And this could possibly be. The thing is, I can't tell just by looking at the 1, 2, 3 formation. I need to dig in deeper. So this video, I'm going to take a look at our indicators and see what they might uncover for us. And if you're loving this kind of content, I appreciate the thumbs up, but more than that, add this to a playlist so that we can come back to it later. It's that important. Share this with somebody else in a different trading community. Share it on Reddit, share it on Facebook. Let's get the word out about this. The more people who are being successful in cryptos and altcoins, the better it is for the entire industry. Now here we're looking at Bitcoin dominance, and we have the relative strength index open. I'm going to start off on the 12-hour time frame. I got to go longer than that. Weekly time frame. if this were Bitcoin, I'd be paying attention to this weekly trend moving up and continuing on until it's broken. And right now that trend isn't broken. It's still on its way this way for me in all intents right now as we're setting up. So let's zoom in a little closer on this RSI. And here's that same trend, but on the daily time frame. And that we are going in a bullish swing is that we're going overbought, back to the middle, overbought, back to the middle, overbought, back to the middle. That is the bullish trend. And so now I'm kind of still bullish about dominance going up, which is really, really bearish for the altcoins as this is moving along. It's giving us some really specific places to watch now on the charts, that should the RSI break down below those levels on the daily time frame, it's going to be important. Let's zoom in on some closer time frames. Same looking chart on the 12-hour. Now as we get into the 4-hour time frame, it's giving us some more specifics that we can be looking at in terms of trends and when that breaks. So should this trend break up higher as dominance is breaking out higher and alts are suffering, I'd be covering my butt on my alt trades and being really fearful about what could be coming as Bitcoin goes bananas. I could totally be wrong. If we're going this other way with dominance, with relative strength index, as dominance is actually breaking below these levels, I'm going to go with it. I'm going to feel really good about this in that the RSI now is in a bearish phase and that it is bouncing bearish, bouncing bearish, bouncing bearish, rather than running bullish, running bullish, running bullish. Right now, it gives us some points to pay attention to as this is breaking out of these levels. It'll give us confidence in all of the other alts that are setting up. Here you can see on the MACD indicator, I've already done some markups, and it really marks out well where the trends are ending and beginning. So we're coming to the beginning of a crossover that would be really detrimental for the altcoins. Should this MACD cross over top of this and go higher, as we're breaking out of this 1, 2, 3 formation here, man, that is totally killer for the alts, really smashing them down. And I hope that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that this continues to go down this way and down this way, and that will confirm and that the alts are taking off. And I've got a bullish feeling about some of the alts right now, and I'll explain that at the end of the video. I was expecting to see more of a bullish review from this actually. So let's go into the last couple indicators here and take a look at what the Ichimoku Cloud is saying about Bitcoin dominance right now. So dominance, if it's in a trend, it will come into the cloud and bounce out of the cloud. So it'll come down into the cloud, bounce out of the cloud. And it'll do this on the trends all the time. It'll bounce through the cloud, bounce through the cloud, bounce through the cloud. And on the other trend, as it's going down, it touches the cloud and bounces off of it. So if we are in a bullish trend and we bounce off of this cloud and move up through the different time frames, the shorter time frames, that is killer for the alts again. And I want to stress that so that saving your butt, if this is going against you, I want you to put your money into Bitcoin rather than into the alts right now and really milk it for what we can. So as this blue line crosses above the red and we break this 1, 2, 3, we've got a few different indicators now that are really saying that alts are going to get smashed. Let's go into the Bollinger Bands for Bitcoin dominance, and I want to just look at the bands and see how narrow this is getting. So it's narrowing down right now, saying that there's a big move coming. And on the daily time frame, not too bad. It's been more narrow on the daily before the big moves. The 4 hours narrowed right down. So it's telling me something big is coming in the alts, and it doesn't look good. As much as I want the alts to go through the moon, this is not looking so good. And the video that we did yesterday on what's going on in Bitcoin prices, combine that with what I see in dominance going on here, I am afraid of what's going on in the alts. Now, the alts are telling us a bit of a different story. Today, I went through the Crypto SmartWatch control panel and I looked at every single alt. I made a video for our members that lets you look over my shoulder as I'm scanning every single altcoin for our trading pattern and making comments on it. There's an hour and a half of video from that today going through everything. So you can see what I'm thinking about these alert coins as they're setting up. These are coins that are doing pretty good, but they're not yet in hold stance. These could pull back into neutral stance over the next few days, and if that is happening, we'll see that in advance. However, if there are coins that are moving along with Bitcoin, some of them are already starting out that bull market. And if you don't want to miss out on these, if you want to be up to date on everything that's going on in all of the alts trading on Binance, sign up and become a Crypto SmartWatcher with us. Sign up for the Crypto SmartWatch control panel and get these notifications every day. Get the deep dive videos and really stay informed on what is going on with altcoins right now. It is so important that we put our money where the money is moving biggest, and then be really prepared for wherever this tops out. Even if it's topping out here, we're prepared to start building out our portfolio in the alts. It's an important time. They've all consolidated back. They've given us all sorts of data on which are the really ones, the good ones to get into. We've seen all of the good ones taking off through this period, another period of good ones taking off through here. We can sort through that list now, and if dominance is taking off, we know which ones to get into and add on to. If it pulls up like this, alts are going to give us another phase, another chance to get in at crazy prices, crazy value. If Bitcoin's taking off, crushing altcoins down like this, we're going to really be able to pick up. If you like this video, if you like this content, hit the thumbs up button, but more important, put it in a playlist, share this with other people so that we can spread this benefit to everybody in alts and help everybody make money out of this. It's just better for adoption of alts if we are all making money and we're staying here and we're telling our friends about it and success is coming our way, paying attention to what's going on with Bitcoin dominance. And that Crypto SmartWatch spreadsheet is the best investment you can make right now. Thanks again for watching all the way through this video. You rock. I can't wait to hear your success stories. We'll see you tomorrow on the next video. Cheers, trade safe, and keep those losses small.